Hi, everyone. We're live. All right, let me just go make sure everything's working properly. And you can let me know in the comments if you can see me and hear me okay. All right, let me just go. Oops. Everything's working properly. And you can let me know in the comments if you can see me and hear me okay. Oops. Okay. So apparently it's working. It's working on YouTube. And let me know in the comments where you're watching this from. I'm streaming live right now on YouTube as well as in 2 different places on Facebook, in my Facebook group and on my Facebook page. Hi, Rico. Thank you for letting me know. Perfect. Awesome. Let me just check Facebook real quick. And yeah, looks like we're good. Awesome. 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 How's everyone doing? Happy New Year. I haven't been live with you guys since before the new year. So here we are. I feel like it's been forever. Rico's coming in from Kansas City, Missouri. Awesome. Who else is here? Hey, Craig. Happy New Year. Let's see. Rico and Craig are both on YouTube. And again, if you are on Facebook and you have never watched a StreamYard live stream before, there'll be a link that you can click so that it can put your information in, like it'll load your picture and stuff so that I can show you like that. So there's Rico. And so if you don't click the little StreamYard thing, you'll just show up as like a blank face like this. So I don't know who commented here, right? Because they didn't click that little link. So if you want me to know who is commenting, and like here's Robert in Ohio. We got Craig. It's so good to see you guys. Awesome, awesome. So definitely when you jump on, let me know. So what's really weird is Dan. All right, hold on one second, you guys, because I just got a message saying that Dan left a comment, but he's not showing up on my comments here. So I'm wondering if it's I just want to make sure it's working properly. I'm in my Facebook group. Okay, yeah. So I see his comment on Facebook. Dan, I see your comment on Facebook, but it didn't show up in. Oh, you know what? You know why? There it is. There's Dan. Okay. All right. Cool. Craig says, I thought you were a Broncos fan. Because I'm wearing a Falcon shirt. This is my daughter's school, middle school. The middle school, Murray Middle School Falcons. So that's what this shirt is, if that's what you mean. And then there's Dan. Yay! He added himself to StreamYard. All right. So who is ready to talk about goal setting? I'm curious to hear from you guys what types of things that you do to create a vision or set goals for yourself. If you have some type of a process that you like to do that has worked well for you, or maybe you have a process that you do because you know that you need to have a process, but it hasn't really worked well for you. I want to hear from you. I want to know, like, do you do dream boards? Do you do visualization? What kind of stuff do you do? And let me know. What I'm going to be talking about today is going to be a little bit next level. And what we're going to be talking about today is not about, so this is going to be a little bit different than like a standard goal setting process where you're getting really clear about numbers and breaking it down to exactly what actions you need to take. Today, we're not talking about actions. We can talk about that another day, but today in this training, what I want to talk about is just like what you want, not how you're going to get there. Okay. Sometimes when we figure out how we're going to get there, we end up limiting ourselves because we think that there's only one way to get there, right? So like if you have a specific income goal and you think, it's good to understand what you need to do to hit that income goal, right? If you have a business and you make a certain amount of money for each person that you bring into your business, times whatever will help you get to your income goal so you can break it down and know that you have to sponsor a certain amount of people into your business or whatever, right? That's not what we're talking about today. I'm not saying it's not good to know that stuff, but for today, I just want to talk about the what, not the how. So I'm going to get a little bit woo-woo with you guys. I know a lot of the training that I do is often very like matter of fact, tactical stuff. But if you've been following me for any length of time, you know that I can get a little bit woo-woo too. And the woo-woo stuff is the stuff that in my life has made the biggest difference. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Sound good? All right. So if anybody has anything that they currently do to create, a vision for themselves, let me know in the comments. And then I'm going to start off by saying that, a lot of times, especially in the beginning of a new year, the tendency is to set a vision for the year, right? Which is a great thing to do. You can even do like quarterly goals or my accountability partner and I used to have a category called the BHG, the big hairy goal, that might even take longer than a year, right? So it's good to kind of know like what your vision is for all of these different lengths of time. Today, I want to talk about 1 month. So how to really set yourself up for success in the next 30 days. All right. So that's what we're going to be talking about. And this is a very simple process. You just have to do it, right? And if you do it, I can pretty much guarantee that you're going to see some major results, but you have to do it. And I want to hear about your results in 30 days for those of you that actually take this on. I also want to say that I know some of you are in my Facebook group where we're doing a 30-day content challenge that starts next week, a week from tomorrow. And so I thought this was good training to do before that starts too, because if you are doing that content challenge, it's good to kind of know, like, what are your goals for the next 30 days? If you're going to be producing a piece of content every day for 30 days, what do you want to see by the end of it, right? So if you are doing the content challenge and if you are in that Facebook group, I'm going to post my vision board in there at some point soon and give everybody the opportunity to post yours in there too after I go through this process with you today, because we're talking about 30-day goals. So it'd be really good to just really like see what people have on their vision board and then see what happens at the end of the 30 days, right? So I figure since we're doing a 30-day challenge, it's a good time to set some 30-day goals. And you can do this regardless of whether or not you're doing the challenge. If you are not signed up for the challenge and you want to be, I'll just put this here. This is how you can get signed up for it if you're interested in that. Okay. And I'll probably, after this training is over, I'll go add the links to the descriptions of the different places where I'm streaming live as well. But for now, that's where you can register for the 30-day challenge. And then you'll get access to the Facebook group. And then we'll talk about more specifically about goals around the challenge and stuff as we, over the next week leading up to it. Okay. Okay. So let me start with, I'm going to take this down because it's distracting, I feel like. All right. All right. So, what did you mean by woo woo? I'm stuck on what you said there and maybe I missed it, but please clarify if you can before you end this. Okay. When I say woo woo, I just mean like I'm talking about more of the spiritual, universal laws kind of aspect of how things work. And I really believe in, practices where we're tapping into like our subconscious mind and the universal energy and that kind of stuff. So that's kind of how this training is going to be today. It's not going to be, we're not going to be talking about like anything tactical. We're going to be talking about more of alignment in a greater sense. Does that make sense, Dan? Okay. So again, when it comes to goal setting, a lot of times, especially like I said, in the beginning of a new year, we like to think about the year. Like, what are we going to do this year? Which is great. And you can use what I'm going to teach you today to figure out your goals for the year as well. But for this training today, I just want to show you how to do it for 30 days. Okay. Yep. All right. So the first thing that you're going to do, and just stick with me here. This is not going to be a long training, but when I say this first thing, some of you are going to say, oh, I've already done this. It doesn't work, whatever. We're going to be talking about a vision board. And this is different probably than any other vision board you've ever done or how you've done it. So please stick around with me because this is like, we're getting into the energy of the vision board here. And this is why this works so well. So the first thing you're going to do is create a vision board. Now, I've done it a lot of different ways in the past, like, on poster board where I hang it up. You can do that if you have a place where you're definitely going to see it every day. But what I prefer these days is I do it a digital one. Okay. And it's really, 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 really easy to do. And this is why it's so cool, is because if you're going to do this every 30 days, you want to have, something set up to make it very, very simple for you to do this. So all you do, I do mine in PicMonkey. PicMonkey is like a photo editing software that I use for pretty much everything in my business, but there's also Canva, which is free. You can do this in Keynote or PowerPoint. There's a lot of different ways that you can create a digital dream board. So what I do is I just open up PicMonkey and I create a blank canvas that's like desktop size, which would be like, it'll say like wallpaper or something like that. It depends what you're using, but just, come up with something that's like the dimensions or the what do you call it? Not the dimension, the proportions of your computer, right? Because we're going to save this as our desktop background when we're done with it, which is one of the reasons why this is going to work so well. All right, so you are going to create a digital vision board. And like I said, if you prefer to cut stuff out of magazines and glue it onto a poster board and hang it up somewhere where you're going to see it, like I would recommend like next to your bathroom sink where you can stare at it every time you're brushing your teeth, or in your office. But the thing is, I think a lot of us have made vision boards in the past where we like make it and then we like never really like pay attention to it again in the way that I'm going to be explaining today. So for me, I like to create it on my, well, I'll get into like how to use it in a minute. But so what you want to do is you just want to create a digital vision board. And the kind of things that you can put on there, you're going to be just thinking about the next 30 days in your business, right? So if you have an income goal, one thing that I like to do is I'll go like on Google and get an image of a blank check and then just put it in PicMonkey and write it out. Like I'll fill in my name and the amount that I want for my monthly income, right? And again, you do not have to know the how. You don't be afraid based on what you think is realistic, right? Like you want to create something that inspires you. And don't worry about, like, if you're like, well, I don't think it's possible based on XYZ to hit that financial goal, so I better set a lower goal. No, the how doesn't matter. We're doing like really, really powerful visualization here that's going to really, help get things in motion for you. And if it, here's the thing, like if you don't hit the goal in 30 days, you can use the goal again in the following month, but you definitely want to have something that really inspires you that you put on there. So you can use a blank check, you can fill in the amount, and then you can go get images of different things that represent some of the things that you want to happen over the next 30 days. So some places to get images are Google. You can be as specific as you want on Google. You can just type in a specific thing that you want an image for, and a gazillion images will come up on Google. Now you're just using this for personal reasons, so you don't have to really worry about copyright. Normally I would send you to like Pixabay or Unsplash for royalty-free images, but for the sake of your vision board, that doesn't really matter because you're the only one that's really going to be using it, right? So you can go to Google and type in anything specific that you want to create in the next 30 days. And it could be just like, an image that represents something to you. Like on mine, I have this symbol. I don't know if you guys can see right there. And it's a Japanese symbol that means harmony. And that represents to me the relationships in my life and, some of the family struggles that are going on right now, like to be resolved, that kind of stuff. Right. So it can be, an image of people. It can be a picture of stacks of cash that represent your next level abundance that you want to create, whatever it is. And I'll go over a couple of examples as we get further into this training. Yes, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. And most people quit their New Year's resolution by January 15th. Yeah. All right. So what I'm going to be going over here, like I said, is going to give you something to do. Like you're not just going to make a vision board and then you're done. This is something that you're going to be using it every single day in a specific way that's really going to help you hit your goals. Okay. So you can go to Google, look for specific images. You can go to Pinterest and put in whatever keywords you want and just like save images from Pinterest. The cool thing about Pinterest is you can create a private board on Pinterest where you just, as you go through your life, you can just add pictures to it whenever you want, so that each month when you create your new board for your monthly goals, you can just go to Pinterest and you'll already have a bunch of pictures waiting for you there. So that's one thing that you can do. You can find pictures on Instagram. So there's lots of different places to find images when you're creating a digital. That's the other nice thing about doing the digital vision board, is that you're not limited to a picture you find in a magazine. Like you can literally search for a picture of anything. Okay. And then, so like I said, you're going to put the pictures into PicMonkey, Canva, Keynote, PowerPoint, some type of a place where you can create like a digital collage. It's super, super, super easy to do. And then you want to make it like desktop dimensions. All right. So that's the first step. All right. And then as you're doing this, or when you're done, whatever you prefer, you're going to get out your journal. And for each picture that you put on your vision board, you're going to write what it means, like the significance of it to you. So if you have it, let me get mine so I'll give you some examples. So, like I said, you might have an image that's like, just by looking at it, it doesn't mean much. But then when you write, you're going to write like a sentence or a paragraph where you're really going to get into what this image represents for you. And you're going to write it in the past tense. So you're going to say like, I have manifested X amount of dollars in my business this month, or I have, you're going to write down the name of the image, like whatever the image is. So let me give you an example of mine. So I have a picture of happy people on mine, right? So I wrote happy people dash, and then I wrote, I have manifested so many happy people in my Facebook group as a result of my 30-day challenge. And, I went on to write some more stuff. I have a picture of Telluride, Colorado, which is where my brother lives. And we were supposed to go there this past summer because to visit and go to this music festival that we like to go to. And we didn't get to go because of COVID. So I have a picture of that on my vision board. And, I have manifested a dream vacation for me and the girls to go visit my brother and his family in Telluride. So each picture that I have actually means something to me. I've had some health challenges going on with my stomach. So I have a picture of a stomach on there, like a belly. And I say, I've manifested the answer to my health and body issues. I'm healthy without any surgical procedures needed. So for each image, you want to write down what it signifies for you. But you want to say, I have manifested or I have become, something so that it's in the past tense. And the reason that this is important is because when you say it in the past tense like that, it kicks in your reticular activating system. So what that means is like your subconscious mind is going to go looking for the thing because you've said it in the past tense as if it already happened. And so you're going to be, your brain and your subconscious mind is going to be actively looking for the thing until you find it, right? So you definitely want to say it in the past tense. And so just think about for each image, what does it mean? What does it represent? It could be literally one line, or you can write like an entire, for a lot of mine, like you can see mine. I have like kind of like a paragraph for each one. I have a picture of a guy that I want to hire to do all my graphics in my business. I have a picture of him on my vision board, and I've manifested the most amazing video editor. And I talked about like how it up levels my brand. You know what I mean? So you can write as much as you want about each thing. You really just want to allow yourself to get into the vibe of it, the feeling that it gives you especially when you're writing it in the past tense, as if it's already happened. What feeling does that give you? Okay. And then you want to take the image that you created for your dream board and set it as your desktop wallpaper. Why is this important? Well, like I said, a lot of times we create a vision board, and I've been guilty of this as well, where it's like a fun craft that we do, but then we don't actually like use it after that, right? We don't actually like tune into it on a daily basis to let it actually do the work that it can do. So if you set it as your desktop wallpaper, most of us, especially if we're on this training right now, are getting on our computers every day. So how cool is it every time you open up your computer to just have your vision board right there? It's going to make a huge, huge difference. The other thing that you can do is set it as your wallpaper on your phone. So this is mine. And so every time, again, usually looking at our phone is one of the first things we do in the morning, whether you set your alarm on your phone or, just at some point in the morning, most of us look at our phone, right? So imagine having your dream board right there so that every time you pick up your phone, it's right there. So now you're seeing it every time you open your computer, you're seeing it every time you pick up your phone. All right. So this is going to be key. And then the other thing that you want to do is go to your voice memo on your phone. After you've written out your sentence or your paragraph about each thing, you want to record yourself reading it. Because again, you're reading it in the past tense and you're getting into like the vibe of each thing that you have on your board. Okay. So you're going to record it on your voice memo, and then you're going to listen to it every morning, first thing when you wake up, and every night right before you go to bed. And then you can kind of marinate on it as you sleep. It'll be in your subconscious mind. Okay. So That's the next step. And oh, thank you. Dan said he's praying for my healing. Thank you. I appreciate that, Dan. Sorry, my hair is like crazy, right? I'm having a bad hair day. That's why I keep trying to, I see it and it's like sticking up. Okay. All right. So now we're going to get into even like another level of next level. So the next thing you're going to do is every morning, let me know in the comments if you guys are already in the habit of journaling, but journaling is a good thing to do, even if it's just for a few minutes each day. And so what you're going to do is you're going to open up your computer. You're going to have your desktop background is going to be your vision board. So you're going to have it right there in front of you. And you're going to get out your journal and you are going to put on some subliminals in the background, some music. And I'll give you guys a link. I have a link to one that I really like. And I've actually just started a playlist on my YouTube channel where as I find other really cool ones, I'm just going to be adding them all to that playlist to just make it super simple. But there's this type of music called subliminals that has like really, binaural beats and subliminal messages embedded in it. So, and it just feels really good. Like I love listening to this while I'm journaling because it's just, you can tell that it's like really powerful music. So you have that going while you're journaling and you can write about, you're looking at your vision board. You have it right in front of you while you're doing your daily journaling. And you can journal about the stuff on your vision board and get really just really work through some of the limiting beliefs that you might have about some of the things that are on your vision board. You can talk about, you can journal about your goals. You can journal about your gratitude for what you have in your life right now, gratitude for these amazing goals, that you've created in your life. And you can just journal about whatever you want to journal about. But the key is that whenever you're doing your journaling, you might already have a journaling practice and a way that you like to do it, but just have your computer open so that you have that dream board in front of you and have that subliminal music going. And that's going to really help, again, just to have that vision just constantly programming itself into your subconscious mind. Okay. And then one more next level step is after you're done journaling, pick one thing from your vision board, pick one of the images for the day, and then just do like a 10-minute visualization of that specific goal. So again, like the image might just be a random image of whatever, but what does it represent? So do a visualization where you're imagining, like I'm imagining myself in Telluride with my family. COVID is no longer a thing and I'm able to spend time with people I love and I'm in the mountains and it feels awesome. And there's bluegrass music in the background because we're at the Bluegrass Festival. And like, you know what I mean? Like just do a 10-minute visualization for one specific thing that you have on your vision board and do that every day where you're just focusing on one of the things each day and really getting into the vibration of that goal for the day. So, all right. So now those are the steps. And I know I went really fast, but I'm just going to go over them one more time. And again, this is simple. I mean, the thing that takes the longest, which really doesn't take long at all, is creating the actual vision board. But once you have it saved, once you save it on your computer, you can just airdrop it to your phone. That's the easiest way. Or email it to yourself or whatever, but you airdrop it to your phone and then you just save it as your wallpaper on your phone. Super, super simple. So, okay. So the first thing is create your vision board for the next 30 days. Remember, we're talking about 30 days. So think about the goals you want to create in the next 30 days. Again, if you're doing the content challenge, maybe some of your goals are around the different platforms where you're going to be creating content. Maybe you're building your following. Or maybe like for me, I have pictures of like happy people, which to me represent the results that people are going to get. Right. So maybe if you're creating content on these different platforms, you can be visualizing or putting on your board the results that people are going to get from your content, like the stuff that you're going to be sharing with them and the difference it's going to make for them. So remember, we're talking about 30 days. I did mine, like I have a blank check on mine, and for the date, I put February 28th. So I decided I'm going to start now. This is going to get me through the end of February. The content challenge goes for 30 days starting on January 18th. And so I just made mine for the end of February. So that's how long it's going to go. And then a good thing to do is to get in the habit of doing this every single month. I do a lot of stuff like on the new moon is a really good time to like release and create, like release what's not serving you and create new goals. So if you get in the habit of doing that, you can do it each month, on the new moon. You can do it on the 1st. You can do it on the last day of the month, getting ready for the new month. However you want to do it is totally fine. Like I said, I did mine from now till the end of February. So at the end of February at the new moon, I will do it again for the next 30 days. So you're creating a vision board for 30 days. All right. You can do, if you want, while you're doing this, to create another one that's like your year goals or long-term goals. It's good to have that as well. But for today, we're just talking about the 30 days. So again, you're going to create the vision board. You can create your blank check if you want. You can go get, whatever pictures that you want to add to it, and then just create it in Canva, PicMonkey, or PowerPoint, Keynote, something like that. And then you're going to go in your journal and write like a paragraph or a sentence about each of the images that you put on there. Like, what does it mean? And write it in the past tense. I have manifested XYZ. I have become XYZ. And, just get super clear in there about what each of these images represents for you. And then you're going to take the image, you're going to save it as your desktop wallpaper on your computer. You're going to save it as your wallpaper and your lock screen on your phone so that it's right there all the time. And you're going to record yourself on your voice memo, reading through everything that you wrote here in the past tense, just like it's written. And you're going to listen to that every morning when you wake up and every night before you go to bed. And then each morning, you're going to open up your computer and put on the subliminal music and journal while you have your dream board in front of you. And then when you're done journaling for the day or for the morning, you're going to pick one image from your dream board and do a 10-minute visualization where you just go really deep into what it feels like to have that goal in your life. All right. And again, if you want to join us for the 30-day content challenge, I'm going to, over the course of this coming week, because it starts a week from tomorrow, I'm going to be getting everybody like ramped up and ready to go for the 30-day content challenge. So we'll be talking about goals and all of that kind of stuff in that Facebook group. So if you want to join that challenge, here, let me find the thing again. Here it is. This is the link, and you can do that with us if you want to. Totally optional, but this will give you something to work towards in the next 30 days using this process that I just taught you. So it's going to be really fun. The challenge is going to be really fun. And when I say 30, it's 30 pieces of content in 30 days. And the content can be a Facebook post, an Instagram post, a TikTok video, a YouTube video, Facebook Live. I mean, there's a lot of different types of content. And so I just, I want to reiterate that this is totally doable. I got a message from one of the guys that's in the challenge, and he said, I'm really going to try to do this. I don't know if I'll be able to do it every day, but I'm going to do my best. And what I said is, this doesn't have to be a long drawn out process. It's about getting yourself in the habit of being consistent. And so, maybe one day you create a YouTube video, but the next day you just post an image of a quote on social media and write a little bit about it or whatever. So it's just a matter of being present every day for 30 days. It doesn't have to take a lot of time. So don't be intimidated thinking that that you need to create 30 YouTube videos if that's not what you want to do. You do not have to do that. It's just a matter of like really creating a presence for yourself and showing up online. So that's what the challenge is all about. And then if you combine that action with this, everything that I went over today, it's going to be super, super powerful. So I hope to see some of you in there for that. Does anybody, let me check the questions. Does anybody have any questions? We are our own worst critics. You just proved it because your hair looks fine. Yeah. Yes, telluritis killer. Let's see. All right. Does anyone have any questions? So if you're in my Facebook group, I'm going to start a thread there where people can post their digital dream boards. If you create a physical dream board, you can take a picture of it, post it in there too. But it'll be really awesome to be able to help each other hold the vision, like hold the vision for each other as well over the next 30 days. But anyway, I just wanted to jump on and do this training because I know it's the beginning of the year and everybody's, well, not everybody, but a lot of people are thinking about their goals for the year. But I just wanted to talk about how to do it in a really, really powerful way just for the next 30 days. And instead of just, a lot of times creating the vision board is a powerful exercise just in and of itself, going through the magazines or going, looking for the images online or whatever, however you do it. But then a lot of times once it's done, that's it. It's done and people don't really do anything with it after that. And sometimes the stuff still manifests. Like I've had many vision boards over the years where like I realize I look at the board like a year later and I realize, oh my gosh, so many of these things actually came to fruition, which is amazing. But imagine if you're taking it up a notch and you're listening to what you wrote down. Even taking the time to write something down for each image, listening to it every day, looking at it multiple times a day because you have it saved in different places, and then visualizing on one of them each day. Like it just takes it to a whole new level. And I can't wait to see what's going to happen for you guys. Olivia says, I love this and I'm going to do this. Good. I'm excited to hear how it goes for you, Olivia. It's interesting to set a 30-day goal like this. I've never done a 30-day goal setting system like this ever, but this gives me some clarity on a way to optimize my actions for myself. Thank you for this, and I'm going to give it a try. Okay, so what was I just going to say about that? Okay, about the actions. So again, this process has nothing to do with actions. I can do another training where we're going to be talking about like reverse engineering your goals to figure out like some actions to take. But I want you guys to like not feel like you have to know how this stuff is going to happen. This is about just really trusting in the universe that your desires are meant to come to fruition. And if you're really clear about what they are and you focus on them, you don't need to know how, right? So action is part of it, but for the sake of this exercise, you don't even need to know what the action steps are. You just need to know why you want these things and what they represent for you and what it feels like, once you hit these goals. So I hope that makes sense. All right, guys. I'll hang on for another second, see if anyone else has any comments or questions. And then I'll let you guys go. I know it's Sunday, but I just wanted to give you, I figure, today might be a good day for some of you to go ahead and create your vision board. And I believe that it is possible. That's enough. That's true. That's the thing. And that's the beautiful thing about a vision board like this is that when you're staring at this every day and you're really and you're listening to your voice and you're saying it in the past tense, you will subconsciously, you'll really start to believe it. And that's the most powerful way that you can actually have these things come into your reality. So Let's see, an exercise in getting into the habit of being present to your audience. Good stuff. Yeah. Hi, Shireen. And I guess you're talking about the 30-day content challenge, Shireen. Yeah, that's why I'm doing it. I feel like, you know, the the easiest way to grow your following or your audience or to build a relationship with them is to be consistent, is to really show up, right? A lot of people think that it's about using the right hashtags or fooling the algorithm or all this other tactical stuff. And I'm not saying that that stuff isn't important to some degree, but the most important thing that you can do is be a person of value and show up consistently for your audience. And I know that that can be really hard for a lot of people, which is why I decided to do the 30-day content challenge, because if we do it together, it'll just help everybody exercise that muscle and see that this does not have to be a difficult thing. It doesn't have to be super time consuming, but also to see what happens when you show up every day for 30 days. That's what's going to be really, really, really cool. And like I said, showing up every day for 30 days and visualizing what you want to see happen in the next 30 days based on what I showed you today. Miracles. It's going to be awesome to see the results people get. I'm so excited. All righty. I'll put this back up just in case anyone wants to join that 30-day challenge, and I'll wait another minute, see if there's any questions. But thank you guys for showing up with me today. And this replay will stay up in all the places where we're live streaming right now. So if you're watching the replay, definitely say hi in the comments. Just say replay so I know that you're watching, and also feel free to leave any questions that you have if you're watching the replay, because I'll come back and answer your questions. And then be sure and you're welcome, Rico. Be sure and if you're interested, join the content challenge, and then you'll be added to the Facebook group. And you might already be in my Facebook group because we're doing the challenge in my Online Marketing Growth Hacks Facebook group. So thank you, Craig. I appreciate you too. And that Facebook group is going to be hopping over the next month as we go through this challenge. So even if you're not participating in the challenge, it'll be a really good place to be, because we're going to be talking about a lot of this kind of stuff. And I'm going to be giving you guys a lot of different like tips and things that you can do, ideas. And when you register for the challenge via this link, you're also going to get a bunch of different like daily prompts to give you ideas for content. And you're going to get 2 different versions. And so you can pick and choose what you want to do each day. You don't have to stick to the prompt that's given that day if it's not something that you want to create content about. I just wanted to make sure everybody had enough ideas. So there's 30 days worth of prompts on one, 80 on the other. So, so you have like 110 different ideas, actually more than that, because the bonus PDF has, I added a link on it that takes you to a place where you can find all of like what could be like some trending topics that are like time specific, like, like National Dog Day, like those kinds of events that you might not think about, but those are good topics to create content on too, because sometimes they're trending topics. And so between the 110 that I give you and those, you're going to have tons and tons and tons of ideas to be able to show up and create a piece of content each day. So it's going to be, I'm trying to make it as easy as possible for everybody. Hi, Mohammed. All right, guys. Well, thank you for being here with me today. Happy New Year. And I look forward to seeing your vision boards over in the Facebook group. I love you, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.